Have you ever felt like you're drowning in despair with no hope in sight? This was my reality. My name is JoAnn. In the early chapters of my life, I was painted with shades of despair and abandonment. As a young adult brimming with potential, my innocence was violated by the very person I trusted, the one who was supposed to be my friend. Every day was a battle in an emotional war I didn't sign up for. The battleground, my mind, the enemy, the individual who should have been my ally. Abused, abandoned, and discarded, I was left with deep emotional scars thousands of miles away from home, in a world that seemed too large, too harsh, and too unkind for my young soul. I became all too familiar with the bitter taste of tears, the silent torment that haunted me day and night, the spiraling emptiness that was consuming me as I yearned for an escape. A constant gnawing sense of worthlessness overwhelmed me, like a relentless tide unceasingly eroding my spirit. Hopelessness was my unwelcome companion, whispering tales of despair that cast long, dark shadows over my existence. In case you've forgotten, my name is JoAnn. Life was a maze, a labyrinth of anguish. Each turn seemed to lead me deeper into the abyss, each step further away from the light. I was lost, alone, my heart echoing with the sounds of shattered dreams. The world was a symphony, but my melody was drowned out by the cacophony of suffering. Yet, beneath the layers of pain and despair, a spark of resilience flickered within me. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but it was there, a testament to my indomitable faith in God. It was a spark that refused to be extinguished, a spark that held the promise of a flame. I was trapped in a cycle of hopelessness, but deep inside, a spark of resilience flickered. I was about to embark on a journey to reclaim my life. In the face of overwhelming despair, JoAnn decided to fight back. I chose to rise from the ashes of my painful past and transform my life. My narrative, a woman who found herself in the depths of despondency. The echoes of my past, filled with abuse and abandonment, reverberated within me. But among the gnawing darkness, a spark ignited. A spark of determination, a spark of resilience, a spark of hope. I embarked on a journey of surrender and healing. It was a journey that would take me through the winding paths of my own psyche, through the thickets of my past traumas, and into the vast open plains of a future I dared to envision. I sought divine help and leaned on my mentor's shoulder, which provided me with the wisdom I so desperately needed to excavate the pain buried deep within me. But the journey wasn't just about healing old wounds. It was about breaking free from the shackles of my past, about learning to see myself beyond the lens of victimhood. I committed to prayer, to cultivating a love for myself that was independent of external validation. I worked tirelessly, day in and day out, to rebuild my self-esteem, one brick at a time. I found solace in the smallest of victories, in the quiet moments of reflection, in the gradual loosening of the chains that had once held me captive. I discovered strength in vulnerability, power in acceptance, and freedom in forgiveness. I nurtured my spirit, fed my soul, and fostered a sense of self-worth that was unshakable. But this journey wasn't a walk in the park. There were days when the weight of my past threatened to pull me back into the abyss. There were moments when the path to healing seemed insurmountable. But JoAnn, was relentless. I was a warrior, fighting a battle against my past, and I was determined to win. My journey was not easy, but I was relentless. I knew I deserved a life filled with joy and hope, and I was determined to achieve it. My transformation was nothing short of miraculous. From a life filled with despair, I emerged as a beacon of hope and resilience. In the face of adversity, I built myself anew. Like a phoenix reborn from the ashes, I used my trials as a foundation to rebuild my life. My pain, once a crippling weight, became the fuel that ignited my journey towards self-discovery and growth. I didn't just survive the trials, I thrived through them. I took the shards of my shattered life and crafted them into a shield of resilience. I turned my pain into power, my suffering into strength. I was no longer a victim of my past, I was a victor over it. But my transformation wasn't just for myself. I found my purpose in the midst of my pain. I saw the opportunity to turn my misery into a message, my test into a testimony. I began to reach out to others who were going through similar experiences, showing them that they too could rise from their despair. How many of you are like me? How many other JoAnns are out there in this world? It doesn't matter how you look like or where you come from, this too could be your comeback story. I became a beacon, a lighthouse in the storm for those who felt lost and alone. I used my story to inspire, to motivate, and to bring hope. I showed the world that no matter how deep the abyss, there is always a path to the light. Through it all, I discovered that my greatest trials had prepared me for my greatest calling. My journey of transformation was not just about overcoming, it was about becoming. Becoming a beacon of hope, a symbol of resurgence, and a testament to the power of the human spirit to rise above adversity. My journey is a testament to the power of resilience and hope. I turned my despair into a driving force for change, proving that no matter how deep the abyss, there is always a path to the light.